Hi, this is How to Study for the SAT, No Calculator Math Test Done in Real Time. This is John Linneball from John Linneball Tutoring. You can reach me at john@johnlinneball.com. You can reach me at johnlinneball.com, and you can reach me at 415-623-4251 on my cell phone, or you can reach me on my office line at 415-986-7355. Thanks. Hi, this is John Linneball, and this is going to be an SAT math test done in real time. This is going to be the no calculator section of SAT Practice 5, SAT Practice Test 5, which is downloadable from the College Board website in PDF format as a zip file, full of PDFs, including the test, the answer keys, the essay, and there are 8 in total that are available. I believe you can also take them on the test. Anyway, I am doing this from a hotel room in New Zealand, and I am armed only with some notebook paper and a pen and a supply of Bundaberg ginger beer. All right, so with no further ado, let's get started here. First of all, we're going to take a look at the instructions. On the math test, no calculator, you have 25 minutes to do 20 questions. So for questions 1 through 15, solve each problem, choose the best answers from the choices provided, and fill in the corresponding circle on the answer sheet. For questions 16 through 20, solve the problem and enter your answer on the grid in the answer sheet. Please refer to the directions before question 16 on how to enter your answers in the grid. You may use any available space in your test booklet for scratch work. So here the calculator is not permitted. The use of a calculator is not permitted. You can see this nice calculator drawing with a little X through it. And all variables and expressions used represent real numbers unless otherwise indicated. So if they say number, don't think integer, think real number. Or if they tell you that it is an imaginary number, then know that. Figures provided in this test are drawn to scale unless otherwise indicated, so you can trust them. Unless it says not drawn to scale, then that means they're messing with you. And unless otherwise indicated, the domain of a given function f is the set of all real numbers x for which f of x is a real number. So let's see, let's take a look at the references here. These are all things you really should know. Please know all the areas and things like that, pi r squared, 1/2 base times height, the Pythagorean theorem, a squared, c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Know the special right triangles, 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90. Those are all really important, and you don't really want to have to look those things up on the test. You can go back to this page and look at it during the test, but it is going to take some time, and you don't really want to spend time that you don't have on this. So, excuse me. Anyway, we're going to get going on this. Let me move this window that has my picture in it so I can see what's going on here. All right, it's 2:11 a.m. according to my laptop clock because it's still set to Pacific time. New Zealand time, the clock in my hotel room says it's 10:10 p.m. So let's see. We'll wait till 2:12. Okay, 2:12 a.m. Here we go. So we're going to have till 2:37 a.m. my clock time, my computer time. Okay. So, all right, which of the following is the equation of line L on the xy plane above? Well, we can see that it goes through 0, 1, and -1, 0. 0, so, okay, slope, it's just going to be y1 minus y2, or well, y2 minus y1, so fine, we'll make it 1 minus 0 over 0 minus -1. So it's just going to be 1 over 1, which is 1, which makes sense. It goes up 1 square for every one that it goes over, so I could have just looked at the grid. And since it's at the beginning of the test, it makes sense that that's actually going to be easy. So the only one that works is y equals x, because it's just y equals 1 times x, and you're not adding anything to it. So, oh, wait, ooh, no, it's not. Nope, it's y equals x plus 1. Ooh, so it's D. All right, see, almost fooled myself there. That's why you want to check those answers. Y equals x plus 1, because when it's 0, there is a 1. Thus, the y-intercept is 1. Okay. All right, 2. The circle with above with center 0 is, okay, center O has a circumference of 36. What's the length of minor arc AC? Okay, well, fine. We know that the circumference is 36. We know that 90 is equal to 1/4 of 360. So literally it's just going to be 1/4 of 36. So it's going to be 9. So it's A. Okay. And the next one is 3. What are the solutions of the quadratic equation? Okay. 4x squared minus 8x minus 12 equals 0. Okay, so I've written it on here. Okay, so the first thing I would do is divide everything by 4 because all of these numbers, all these coefficients are divisible by 4. So we get 4 parentheses x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, like so. Okay, so then we just divide by 4 on both sides, so we get x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, because 0 divided by 4 is still 0. Yay! Okay, so we got this. All right. Anyway, so what do we do next? Okay, what we do next is we end up with x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, so if we want to try to factor it, we're going to need two things that add to -2 and multiply to -3. Not sure that that's really going to happen, so let's try the quadratic formula. Okay, -b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. All right, so boom, we're going to have 2 plus or minus 4 minus 4 times, okay, a is 1, 4 times 1 times -3. So over 2a, which is just 2. All right, so we're going to be 1 plus or minus, okay, 4 minus -12, square root of 16. Okay, so it's either going to be 4 plus 1 or 1 minus 4, so it's going to be 5 or -3. I got 1. All right. Huh. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's 4 over 2. Okay, got it. So it's going to be 1 plus or minus 2, and 1, 4 over 2, so it's 1 plus or minus 2, so it's either going to be -1 or 3. Okay, so B. All right, next one is 4. Okay, which of the following is an example of a function of whose graph in the xy plane has no x-intercepts? Okay, x-intercepts would look something like this, where you see this thing, okay, it goes like that, that's an x-intercept. This is also an x-intercept. So, okay. So a linear function whose rate of change is not 0. No, that doesn't make sense. A quadratic function with real zeros. Okay, a quadratic function with no real zeros. Okay, it'd have to be a quadratic function with no real zeros. So that would be something that looks like the drawing on the bottom here. Notice how it never intercepts the x-axis. Here's our quadratic formula, little parabola thing. So that would be one with no real zeros. So 4 is C. 5. In the equation above, k is a constant. If x equals 9, what is the value of k? All right, so then square root of k minus 2 minus 9, or k plus 2 rather, minus 9 equals 0. Okay, so then that means k plus 2 has to be equal to 81 because 9 minus 9 is 0 and square root of 81. Okay, so k is equal to, oh, it's k plus 2, so k is equal to 79. So, boom, D. All right, 6. Which of the following is equivalent to the sum of the expressions a squared minus 1 and a plus 1? Well, it'll be a squared plus a plus 0, so just a squared plus a, so a. All right. Jackie has 2 summer jobs. All right, good for Jackie. All right, she works as a tutor, which pays $12 per hour, and she works as a lifeguard, which pays $9.50 per hour. She can work no more than 20 hours per week. So which of the following systems inequality, which ones are at least 220? Okay, so we know it's going to be 12x plus 950, times 20 minus x has to be greater than or equal to 220. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, x is the number of hours she tutors. Oh, okay, so they're just going to have y. Okay, so I'll substitute y then. All right, so 12x plus 950y is greater than or equal to 220, and x plus y is less than, okay. All right, so can't be A, can't be B, because those are less than or equal to. She wants to earn greater than or equal to. So, all right, 12x plus 9 plus y is greater than or equal to 220, and x plus y is less than or equal to 20, so it's C. Okay. All right, moving right along. What the heck happened there? Okay, moving down to 8. All right, in the air, the speed of sound, s in meters per second, is a linear function of the air temperature, T in Celsius, and is given by S of T equals 0.6 T plus 331.4. Okay, so 331.4 is going to be some kind of content. Okay, so, all right, yeah, it'd have to be the speed of sound in meters per second at 0 degrees centigrade. Okay, it's not going to be 1 degree, it's not going to be 0 point second. It's just going to be, yep, so, okay, it's A. Because the temperature, you're just adding that temperature difference to the thing at 0. And even if it's negative, then you'd be subtracting from it. Okay. So 9, y equals x squared, 2y plus x equals 2x plus 3. Okay, so xy is the solution of the system, then x squared and 0. What's the value of xy? Okay, y equals x squared, so 2y plus 6 equals 2x, 2 times x plus 3 in parentheses. Okay, so first thing I would do is substitute an x squared for y, so we get 2x squared plus 6 is equal to 2, and we'll distribute that, we get 2x plus 6. Oh, okay, so that's easy. We subtract 6 from each side, boom. So we get 2x squared plus 2x, or sorry, minus 2x is equal to 0. So then we get x squared minus x is equal to 0, so that's just going to be x times x minus 1 equals 0. So then, all right, x is either equal to 1 or x is equal to 0, and they tell you that x is greater than 0, so x is equal to 1. All right, so then y is also equal to 1 because y is equal to x squared. So does that work? 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay, so yes it does. So the value of xy is just 1. How'd you like that? Okay. Next one. 10. If a squared plus b squared is equal to z, and ab 4ab is equal to y, which of the following is equal to 4z plus 8y. Okay, so then, all right, so that's going to be 4 times a squared plus b squared plus, okay, 8ab. Okay, so then that's just going to be 4a squared plus, well, it'll be 4 times a squared plus 2ab, ha ha ha, plus b squared, because 8 is equal to 8ab is equal to 4 times 2ab. So this is just going to be 4a plus b in parentheses squared. Da, 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 da. So which the hell is equal to 4 is that doesn't make sense. Okay, so then we end up with 4a squared plus that don't make sense, dude. All right, 4z plus ay. Oh, okay. So I see what they're doing here. So it would be 2a plus 2b squared, because it's just going to be 2a plus 2b. So the first term would be 4a squared. Second would be 4ab, and b plus 4ab plus 4b squared. So you end up with 4a squared plus 8ab plus 4b squared. Ha! All right, so it is B. Da, 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 da. All right, so number 11. All right, the volume of right circular cylinder A is 22 cubic centimeters. So, all right, so right circular cylinder sounds like a weird British insult. You're a right circular cylinder, that's what you are. Oh, say that again, I'll pop you one right in your face. All right, anyway. So what we're doing here is 22 cubic centimeters. All right, so 22 centimeters cubed. What is the volume of a right with twice the radius and half the height? Okay, so we know that the volume is going to be equal to pi r squared h. So then we're going to go twice the radius and half the height. Okay, so then we're just going to go twice the radius. Okay, so that's 2r squared times 1/2 h. So volume circular 2, that's going to be 4r squared times 1/2 h pi. Okay, so then it just becomes pi times 2r squared h. Okay, so it's just twice. So 22 times 2 is 44, which is C. All right, 12. Which of the following is equal to 9 to the 3/4? Okay, 9 to the 3/4 is just going to be 9 cubed, the 4th root of 9 cubed. Okay, so that would be the same as 3 squared cubed to the 4th root. So that'd be the 4th root of 3 to the 6. Okay. So, oh, okay, I get it. So that would be the 4th root of 3 to the 4th times 3 squared. So then that would be the 4th root of 3 squared times the 4th root of 3 to the 4th. So it's just going to be 3 times the square root of 3. All right, so it's D. All right, 13. At a restaurant, n cups of tea are made by adding t cups. Okay, if t equals n plus 2. Okay, so you need 2 more tea bags. Okay, so how many additional tea bags are needed to make each additional cup of tea? Okay, so it's just always going to be okay, so it's just going to be each cup of tea. Okay, well then if you make t plus 1, that's going to be equal to oh, okay, yeah, so t plus 1 is just going to be equal to n plus 3. So, how many additional tea bags are needed to make each additional? Oh, I see. So it's just going to be n plus 1 plus 2. It's going to be n plus 3. So then, yeah, so it's just going to be t plus 1. All right, so fine. It's just b. Since t is equal to n plus 2. Okay. And so next one. The function f is defined by the equation above. Which of the following is the graph of y equals negative f of x in the xy plane? Okay, 2 to the x plus 1. Okay, 2 to the x is going to increase rather rapidly. 2 to the 1 is 2. Okay, so so 14 negative f of x. Okay, oh, all right. So it has to go down really quickly. So 1 should be negative 2. Okay, so yeah, the only one it can possibly be is D. Okay. So, because it has to be 2 at negative 1, all right. Or negative 2 at 1, I mean. Okay, like that. All right. Alan drives an average of 100 miles per week, each week. His car can travel an average of 25 miles per gallon of gasoline. Alan would like to reduce his weekly expenditure on gasoline by $5. Assuming gasoline costs $4 per gallon, which equation? Okay. So fine. So it's just going to be 24. All right. So, okay. 25 m is over miles. Okay. So m would be, okay, well, no, it's going to be m over 25 times 4 is going to be equal to the gas expenditure, like this. Because we know that he gets 25 miles per gallon, so you divide the number of miles he drove, you get the number of gallons and multiply it by $4. So it's going to be equal to the gas money. Okay, so then we want m over 25 times 4 is equal to 95. So that's just going to be 4/25 m is equal to 95, so that's C. Okay. And okay, we're getting on towards the end here. How much time do we have left? Ooh, 2:32. Okay, we are running out of time here. Okay, so I'm going to move this window down that I'm looking at myself in. Okay, so 16. Maria plans to rent a boat. The boat rental costs $60 per hour, and she will have to pay for a water safety course that costs $10. Maria wants to spend no more than $280 for the rental and the course. If the boat rental is only available for a whole number of hours, what is the maximum number of hours she can rent the boat? Okay, so fine. So we're going to go 60h for the hours plus 10 is equal to 280. Set it up like so. Okay. So then we go 60h is equal to 270 because we subtract 10 from each side. So h is 270 over 60, same thing as 27 over 6. Okay, so 4 hours because 4 times 6 is 24. Next one would be 30. That's not going to work. So, okay, 16, 17. 2p plus 1 times 2. Okay, what value of p is the solution of the equation above? Okay, so fine, we're just going to go 2p plus 1 plus 8 times p minus 1. Pretty quickly, just go, okay, distribute 2p plus 2 plus 8p minus 8 equals 5p. Okay, so 10p minus 6 is equal to 5p. So then 5p is equal to 6, so p is equal to 5. Oh, nope. P is equal to 6 over 5. So here's the work I did, and you'll see how that works. So it's going to be P is 6 over 5. Because we just saw, distributed, subtracted 5p from each side, added 6 to each side, get 5p equals 6, so P is equal to 6 over 5. Okay, 18. 1/2 times 2x plus y is equal to 21 over 2. Y is equal to 2x. Okay, so then, all right, well, that becomes really easy. 1/2 times 2x, sorry, times y plus y is equal to 21 over 2. Therefore, okay, 1/2 of 2y. Okay, so y is equal to 21 over 2. And then x is going to be equal to 21 over 4. And does that make sense? Yes, it does. Okay, so x is 21 over 4. All right, 19. Fudge. Okay. All right, so 19. Okay, 2x plus 6 minus 2 over x plus 2. Okay, x plus 2 squared is equal to a over x plus 2. What is the value of a? All right, so the first thing I would do is multiply 2 minus x plus 2. Going to multiply that by 2x plus 6 over x plus 2 squared. Okay, so, just going to go 2 times x plus 2 over x plus 2 squared. Okay, then it just becomes a is just going to be equal to 2x plus 6 minus 2x plus 4. Okay, so the 2x's cancel out. You just end up with 6 minus 4, which is equal to 2. Okay, 20. Intersecting lines R, S, and T are shown below. 106 degrees. Okay, so fine. So then we end up with, this is 23 degrees. And then okay, so looks like I've hit the time here. Okay, so on the test I would get that one wrong. Let's see if we can solve it anyway. Okay. Intersecting lines R, S, and T are shown below. So we have 106 degrees, x degrees. All right, what is the value of x? Well, one thing we can see is this is 106. And this is 23. Okay, let's have a parallel line going like that. And then, oh, okay. So if this is 23 and that's 106, then we know that this is going to be 74. 23 plus 74 is 97. And so if this is x degrees here, this third thing, and x. Okay, so boom, that's going to be 103 plus, no, it's going to be 73. Okay, so x plus 73 is equal to 180. 180 minus 73 is 107. Okay, so x is equal to 107. All right, about a minute late. Probably if I hadn't taken time to explain it to you on the real test, I probably would have got that done in time, just squeaking by, but whatever. Anyway, here we go. Here's my work on that. So let's take a look and see if I got these things right, and I'll be back in just a minute to let you know. Okay, have a good one. Don't go anywhere. All right. So I got 14, 15, and 20 wrong. 14 I got wrong just because I didn't notice that it's going to be, I said, well, oh, D is obviously the only answer because, well, we all know that 2 to the 1 is 2, so it should go through -2. The only problem is it's going to work. This would actually go through 3. So that would actually be correct, but what I didn't notice is at where x is equal to 0, that'd be -2 to the 0, which would be -1, and then -1. That's because it's the inverse of this function. So this becomes -2 to the x minus 1. So that would have to be -2, and the only one that goes through 0 minus 2 is C. And I picked D because I was like, oh, okay. Well, 2 to the 1, yeah, because 2 to the -1, sorry, -2 to the 1. So take 2 to the 1, which is 2, get negative, and I didn't account for, actually, it would have to be 1, 3, 1, -3, because it'd be -2 minus 1, which looks like this could be here, but it doesn't go through 0, -2, which C does, and then this goes through 1, -3, so oops, it's answer choice C. Okay, 15, this was, okay, Alan drives 100 miles per week. Assuming gasoline costs $4 per gallon, which equation could Alan use to determine how many fewer average miles? So the problem I made here is I picked C, because I was like, oh, okay, well, 4 over 25 explains the relationship between, how much it costs to drive per mile. You just 4/25, $4 over 25 miles per gallon times the number of actual miles you go. But it shouldn't be 95, it should be 5 because we're looking for how many fewer average miles. Right here, how many fewer. So this shouldn't be 95, it should be 5. So that should have been D. And then number 20. Okay. Made a really stupid mistake in that instead of 97, I put 107 because I added wrong, even though I had already figured out that, oh, okay, well, if this is 106, then this has to be 74. 74 plus 23 is 97, which would mean, that these two plus the other internal angle in this triangle would have to add up to 180. This external angle plus this angle also has to add up to 180. So that means if I know the sum of these two is 97, this also has to be 97 because this, and this has to be 180, and this plus this is 180. So that means this has to be equal to these two angles. So, oops. Didn't pick the best method, even though I teach it all the time. My mistake. That's what happens when you're under time pressure. And my way would have worked had I added correctly. Dope. Anyway, all right, so there you have it. SAT math done in real time. 3 wrong out of this still would have got me a pretty high score, but dope. Try to do better next time. All right. I hope this helped. If you have comments or questions, please leave a comment below or contact me at the phone or email at the beginning of this video. If you like this and you want to help me make more videos, like this video and subscribe to this channel. I do in-person and online tutoring for the SAT, ACT, and more. And again, thanks for watching this. Again, comments are welcome. I do reserve the right to edit comments for relevancy and common courtesy. Okay, have a good day. Bye.